In the vast and desolate Nevada desert lies a place shrouded in mystery, intrigue, and countless conspiracy theories. Welcome to Area 51, a name that has captured the imaginations of people around the world and become synonymous with secrecy and extraterrestrial mysteries. The history of Area 51 dates back to the early 1950s when the United States government acquired a vast expanse of land in the southern part of Nevada. This remote and isolated location was chosen for its seclusion, making it an ideal site for classified military testing and development. The area was originally part of the Nevada Test and Training Range, an expansive military installation managed by Nellis Air Force Base. Throughout the decades, Area 51's activities have been hidden behind a veil of intense secrecy. While the government has acknowledged the existence of the base, it has remained tight-lipped about its specific operations, feeding the flames of suspicion and conspiracy theories. As a result, a plethora of wild and imaginative speculations have arisen, giving rise to an aura of clandestine experiments, advanced technology, and encounters with extraterrestrial beings. Among the most notorious conspiracy theories surrounding Area 51 is the notion that the United States government is reverse engineering crashed UFOs, or unidentified flying objects, and studying alien technology in the confines of the base itself. Reports of unidentified flying objects in the vicinity of Area 51, coupled with alleged testimonies of former employees and whistleblowers, have fueled the belief that the truth about alien visitations is being concealed from the general public. Moreover, claims of government cover-ups, secretive underground facilities, and the suppression of information continue to circulate, leading to a fervent belief in a hidden agenda behind the Area 51 operations. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the aura of secrecy that surrounds the base has only served to heighten suspicions and captivate the imagination of conspiracy enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Let's venture into the world of secrecy, conspiracy, and the unexplained in an attempt to shed light on the captivating history of Area 51. Area 51, also known as Homey Airport or Groom Lake, is a highly classified United States Air Force facility situated within the Nevada Test and Training Range. It operates as a remote detachment under the administration of Edwards Air Force Base. The facility's main purpose and operations are shrouded in secrecy, not publicly disclosed by the United States Air Force. However, it is officially recognized as an open training range, while widely believed to be involved in the development and testing of experimental aircraft and advanced weapon systems, although specific details remain undisclosed. The origins of Area 51 trace back to its acquisition by the United States Air Force and the Central Intelligence Agency in 1955. Primarily intended for flight testing of the Lockheed U-2 aircraft. The level of secrecy surrounding Area 51 has fueled numerous conspiracy theories and turned it into a focal point of unidentified flying objects, or UFO folklore. While it has never been officially designated as a secret base, all research and activities conducted within its confines are classified as top secret, sensitive, compartmented information. In a noteworthy development, the CIA acknowledged the existence of Area 51 back in June in 2013, following a Freedom of Information Act request that was filed back in the year 2005. This led to the declassification of certain documents that shed light on the base's historical background and its intended purpose. The exact origin of the name Area 51 remains uncertain, with different theories proposed. One belief suggests that it might have come from an Atomic Energy Commission numbering grid, even though Area 51 itself is not formally part of this system. It is situated next to Area 15. Another explanation posts that the number 51 was chosen deliberately, as it was considered unlikely that the Atomic Energy Commission would utilize such a designation. According to the Central Intelligence Agency, the official names for the facility are Homey Airport and Groom Lake. However, historical references reveal that the term Area 51 was used in a CIA document during the Vietnam War. Over the years, the facility has been known by various other names, including Dreamland and Paradise Ranch, among others. Dreamland also serves as the approach control call sign for the surrounding region. The United States Air Force Public Relations has described the facility as, quote, an operating location near Groom Dry Lake, while the special use airspace in the vicinity is referred to as Restricted Area 4808 North. The Groom Range in the southern part yielded lead and silver discoveries back in 1864, and the district derived its name from the English company Groom Lead Mines Limited, which financed the Conception mines in the 1870s. Several neighboring mines, such as Maria, Willow, and White Lake, also contributed to the area's mining history. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, ownership of Groom passed through various hands, with J.B. Osborne and his partners holding the controlling interest, followed by Osborne's son in the 1890s. Mining activities persisted until 1918, resuming after World War II until the early 1950s. The airfield at Groom Lake was established in 1942 as Indian Springs Air Force Auxiliary Field, comprising two unpaved 5,000-foot runways. In April of 1955, the Central Intelligence Agency established the Groom Lake Test Facility Project Aquatone, which aimed to develop the Lockheed U-2 Strategic Reconnaissance Aircraft. The project director, Richard M. Bissell Jr., recognized that conventional testing sites like Edwards Air Force Base or Lockheed's Palmdale facility couldn't provide the necessary secrecy. Thus, an extensive search for a highly secure testing location was conducted. Lockheed's U-2 designer, Kelly Johnson, recalls how they immediately recognized the potential of Groom Lake when flying over it. The dry lakebed adjacent to the Immigrant Valley's mountain ranges and the remote location, about 100 miles north of Las Vegas, offered ideal conditions for testing aircraft with ample protection from unwanted visitors. The Central Intelligence Agency requested the Atomic Energy Commission to acquire the land and add it to the Nevada test site, designating it as, quote, Area 51 on the map. Johnson humorously named it Paradise Ranch to encourage workers to relocate to this middle-of-nowhere facility, which eventually got shortened to The Ranch. Soon after, in May of 1955, a survey team arrived and laid out a 5,000-foot north-south runway on the southwest corner of the lakebed, along with a base support facility. Initially modest, the ranch comprised a few shelters, workshops, and trailer homes for the small team. Within 3 months, the base expanded to include a paved runway, 3 hangars, a control tower, and basic accommodations for the test personnel. Some amenities, like a movie theater, volleyball court, mess hall, wells, and fuel storage tanks, were added. Personnel from the CIA, Air Force, and Lockheed began arriving in July of 1955. U-2 deliveries started, with regular military air transport service flights established between Area 51 and Lockheed's offices in Burbank, California, ensuring secrecy by flying personnel to Nevada on Mondays and back to California on Fridays. In August of 1959, Project Oxcart was established to conduct anti-radar studies, aerodynamic structural tests, and engineering designs related to the Lockheed A-12 aircraft. The project's activities, including testing, were carried out at Groom Lake, which at the time had limited facilities accommodating only around 150 people. The base featured a 5,000-foot asphalt runway and lacked sufficient fuel, hangar, and shop space. As the construction of the A-12 test facility began at Groom Lake in September of 1960, the area was officially designated as Area 51 and significant improvements were made. These enhancements included the construction of a new 8,500-foot runway to replace the existing one. Since the F-117 became operational in 1983, operations at Groom Lake have remained ongoing. The base, along with its runway system, has undergone expansions, including the enhancement of housing and support facilities. In 1995, the federal government increased the exclusionary area around the base, encompassing nearby mountains that previously provided the only vantage point to oversee the base. This expansion restricted access to 3,972 acres of land, previously managed by the Bureau of Land Management. On October 22, 2015, a federal judge ordered the transfer of land, owned by a Nevada family since the 1870s, to the United States Air Force for expanding Area 51. The court cited security and safety concerns related to training and testing activities as the reason for the acquisition. To mark the perimeter of the base, orange posts are placed and guards in white pickup trucks and camouflage fatigues patrol the area. Enthusiasts commonly refer to these guards as, quote, camo dudes. Despite their presence, the guards do not disclose their employers. They are indications that they might be employed through a contractor like ACOM. Advanced technology, including surveillance cameras and motion detectors, plays a crucial role in maintaining the border of the base. Some of these motion detectors are positioned at a distance from the base on public land, notifying guards of any approaching individuals. Signage around the base perimeter clearly warns that deadly force is authorized against trespassers. Another part of the history of Area 51 involves the Roswell Incident, even though this technically didn't happen near Area 51. The Roswell Incident, or Roswell, refers to the events of July 1947 when a military personnel from Roswell Army Airfield recovered metallic and rubber debris from a military balloon, mistakenly issuing a press release claiming it was a, quote, flying disc. Over the years, this incident has given rise to conspiracy theories alleging that the government covered up the recovery of debris from an alien spaceship. During the flying disc craze of 1947, triggered by pilot Kenneth Arnold's reported sighting, numerous similar reports emerged nationwide. On July 8, 1947, Roswell Army Airfield's press release about the crashed object was transmitted via wire. However, the Army quickly retracted the statement, asserting that it was simply a conventional weather balloon. The incident remained largely forgotten until 1978, when retired Lieutenant Colonel Jesse Marcel was interviewed by UFOologist Stanton Friedman. Marcel revealed that the weather balloon explanation was a cover story to divert public attention. He speculated that the debris might have originated from extraterrestrial sources. Marcel's interview sparked complex conspiracy theories about alien spacecraft recovered and military cover-ups propagated by UFOologists. Subsequent claims emerged, suggesting that the military had recovered alien occupants at Roswell. However, a second United States Air Force report released in 1997 reviewed testimonies about aliens and dismissed them as baseless or fabricated, often inspired by parachute dummies. Despite explanations linking the incident to Project Mogul, a military balloon, the conspiracy theories persist. The Roswell incident has become a cultural phenomenon, depicted and referenced extensively in popular media. Portrayals of the event often associate it with, quote, gray aliens and flying saucers. The city of Roswell, New Mexico, has embraced this cultural iconography, featuring a little green man on its seal and hosting various UFOlogy attractions and events. The initial events occurred at the dawn of the atomic age, during what historian Catherine S. Olmsted refers to as, quote, the first summer of the Cold War. In 1947, the United States classified Project Mogul had been deploying numerous balloons equipped to monitor Soviet atomic tests. On June 4, 1947, one such balloon train, known as Flight 4, was launched from Alamogordo Army Airfield and tracked, flying northeast towards Corona. However, contact with Flight 4 was lost, about 17 miles from Mac Brazil's ranch. In the same month, civilian pilot Kenneth Arnold reported seeing objects flying at extraordinary speeds, later dubbed flying saucers, sparking a wave of over 800 sightings across the country. Many of these accounts described similar features, including speeds beyond known aircraft and elements resembling glass domes, cockpits, fins, legs, jet pipes, vapor trails, and even propellers. On July 4, 1947, United Airlines Flight 105 also reported seeing multiple flying discs. During this time, Americans associated these saucer sightings with secret military projects, hoaxes, or natural phenomenon, and the concept of extraterrestrial visitation had not yet taken hold of the general public. In mid-June, W. Mac Brazel discovered scattered debris across his ranch, which he did not initially find unusual, and pushed under some brush for disposal, unaware of the ongoing flying saucer craze due to the lack of phone or radio on his ranch. Brazel only learned of the flying disc stories when he drove into Corona on July 5th. He then brought some of the silvery debris to the sheriff's office in Roswell. Upon notification, Roswell Army Airfield sent Major Jesse Marcel and Captain Sheridan Cabot to investigate. Marcel took some of the debris to the 509th Commander, Colonel William Blanchard, who reported the finding to General Roger Ramey at Fort Worth Army Airfield. Consequently, orders were issued to fly the material to Fort Worth Army Airfield that evening. By the end of the day, the Roswell Army Airfield's Public Information Officer, Walter Haut, released a press statement announcing the recovery of a, quote, flying disc near Roswell. The news spread quickly, and media outlets from around the world sought more information on the incident. The debris found near Roswell had generated much speculation, and the idea of a flying disc had become a reality, capturing global attention and stirring curiosity about the mysterious occurrence. The Roswell event had largely faded from public memory until February 1978, when UFOologist Stanton Friedman visited a television station in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. There, he was given the name of a local ham radio buddy who claimed to have encountered unusual debris. Friedman interviewed Jesse Marcel, the Army officer who had been involved in transporting the Roswell debris to the Fort Worth press conference. Marcel revealed that the weather balloon explanation was a cover story and expressed his belief that the debris might have extraterrestrial origins. In December 1979, Marcel's story gained further attention when he was interviewed by the National Enquirer, and in February 1980, the tabloid brought the tale into the spotlight. A TV series called In Search of aired an interview from Marcel in September of 1980, during which he described his involvement in the 1947 press conference. In 1980, the book Roswell Incident popularized Marcel's account, adding a narrative of alien bodies in the plains of San Augustine. However, Marcel consistently denied the presence of bodies in all of his statements. His son, Jesse A. Marcel Jr., MD, claimed that his father had shown him alien debris recovered from the Roswell crash site when he was a child in 1947, including a small beam with purple-hued hieroglyphics. In the years between 1978 and the early 1990s, UFO researchers like Stanton T. Friedman, William Moore, Carl Bloch, and the team of Kevin D. Randall and Donald R. Schmidt interviewed numerous individuals who claimed to have been connected to the events at Roswell back in 1947. The balloon debris near Roswell, initially labeled as a weather balloon, was later revealed to be part of Project Mogul. Additionally, hoaxes from the 1940s involving crashed saucers and bodies contributed to the mythology surrounding the Roswell incident. In 1991, retired Brigadier General Thomas Du Bois supported Marcel's claim of a cover story involving the weather balloon, but denied the existence of bodies. The United States Air Force Roswell reports in 1994 and 1997 identified the material as part of a top-secret atomic surveillance balloon from Project Mogul launched on June 4th, which was last tracked near Corona. In 1989, Bob Lazar made claims that he had been employed at Sector 4, also known as S4, within Area 51, an alleged underground facility situated in the Papoose Range near Papoose Lake. According to his account, Lazar asserted that he was tasked with working on alien spacecraft that was being held by the United States federal government. The 1996 documentary Dreamland, directed by Bruce Burgess, featured an interview with a 71-year-old mechanical engineer who claimed to have been a former employee at Area 51 during the 1950s. He described his involvement in a, quote, flying disc simulator, supposedly based on a disc originating from a crashed extraterrestrial craft. This simulator was reportedly used to train pilots. Additionally, he stated that he had worked with an extraterrestrial being, referred to as J-Rod, described as a telepathic translator. In 2004, Dan Burish made assertions that he had been involved in cloning alien viruses at Area 51. Collaborating with the alien named J-Rod, Burish's academic credentials have been a matter of debate, as he apparently held a position as a Las Vegas parole officer in 1989 while also pursuing a PhD at the State University of New York. On January 28, 2019, an individual whose identity remains unknown attempted to breach a security checkpoint close to Mercury, Nevada, with an apparent intention on entering the base. Base security engaged in an 8-mile vehicle pursuit, and eventually the man abandoned his vehicle holding a cylindrical object. Despite repeated requests to stop, he refused to comply, leading to NNSS security officers and sheriff's deputies taking lethal action and fatally shooting the individual. Fortunately, no other injuries were reported during the incident. During July 2019, an anonymous Facebook post containing a humorous suggestion to storm Area 51 garnered an overwhelming response, with over 2 million individuals expressing interest in the event. The proposed gathering, set for September 20th, 2019, was dubbed Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop Us All, and it humorously aimed to see them aliens. However, the U.S. Air Force took a serious stance on the matter. Air Force spokeswoman Laura McAndrews discouraged anyone from attempting to enter the area, emphasizing that it is a restricted zone where American armed forces undergo training. Despite the cautionary statements, the initial Facebook post's popularity led to the organization of 2 music festivals in rural Nevada, Alien Stock and Storm Area 51 Base Camp. These events aimed to capitalize on the widespread interest generated by the original idea. Approximately 1,500 to 3,000 people attended these festivals, and around 150 individuals braved the challenging journey over several miles of rough terrain to reach the gates of Area 51. During the events, 7 people were reportedly arrested. Also, in 2019, Bob Lazar appeared on The Joe Rogan Show, where Lazar asserted that he worked as a physicist at the Los Alamos Menson Physics Facility during his tenure there. Since 1989, Lazar has gained notoriety as an Area 51 conspiracy theorist. He appeared in a 1989 interview with investigative reporter George Knapp on Las Vegas TV station KLAS, concealing his identity as Dennis, to discuss his alleged employment at S4, a purported subsidiary facility near Nellis Air Force Base known as Area 51. Lazar claimed that this site, adjacent to Papoose Lake, housed hidden aircraft hangars built into a mountainside, that he was involved in the reverse engineering of extraterrestrial flying saucers. These claims have been met with skepticism by various parties, including the United States Air Force. Lazar asserted that he studied a vehicle's propulsion system that ran on an antimatter reactor and was fueled by an element with atomic number 115, also known as E-115, at the time provisionally named ununpentium, which later became known as moscovium. However, staple isotopes of moscovium have not yet been created, and Lazar's claims about the propulsion system have been highly controversial and lacking evidence. He described the craft's structure and components, including a force field emitting sphere or semi-sphere atop a reactor capable of repulsing human flesh. According to Lazar, the craft was divided into 2 main levels with gravity amplifiers and emitters that allowed it to generate a gravity beam or anti-gravity wave. In addition to his assertions about the technology, Lazar claimed to have read briefing documents detailing Earth's historical interactions with extraterrestrial beings, referred to as gray aliens, from the Zeta Reticuli system. However, as of September 2019, no extrasolar planets have been confirmed in that star system. Skeptics have challenged Lazar's statements, including the erasure of his employment and education records, which they find implausible. Despite significant media attention and a following of both supporters and detractors, Lazar has presented no concrete evidence of alien life or advanced technology. In recent times, the U.S. government House hearings on UFOs commenced with the formation of a special committee comprising bipartisan representatives from various congressional committees, including those dealing with national security, space exploration, and scientific research. The committee was tasked with examining the available evidence, receiving testimony from experts and witnesses, and determining the appropriate course of action. The committee began by collecting and analyzing data from a wide range of sources. This included reports from military personnel, pilots, radar operators, and civilian witnesses who have claimed to have had UFO encounters. Additionally, classified files previously held by government agencies were reviewed to better understand historical incidents and the government's response. The Pentagon's UFO office is investigating historic reports of mysterious objects interfering with key nuclear missile silos. Two Air Force veterans recently told the Daily Mail news outlet that they have testified to the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, also known as AARO, regarding their experiences of UFOs interfering with U.S. nuclear missiles. One email shows AARO staff contacted former U.S. Air Force ICBM launch officer Robert Salas to gather information about his chilling encounter with an orange flying disc that inexplicably turned off 10 warheads at Maelstrom Air Force Base in Montana in the year 1967. And another former officer, Dr. Robert Jacobs, has briefed AARO on a 35mm film he shot for the Air Force in 1964 that allegedly caught a flying saucer shooting a test missile out of the sky. According to statements made by 4 whistleblowers during the House investigations, they were involved in a covert program led by the U.S. government aimed at reconstructing crashed unidentified flying objects, also known as UFOs. This startling disclosure was made by Christopher Mellon, a former high-ranking intelligence official in the United States who has urged global leaders to finally disclose information regarding unexplained retrieved wreckages. As the ex-Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence under Presidents Bill Clinton and George W. Bush, Mellon revealed that he has received reports regarding a government initiative involving the, quote, reverse engineering of UFOs. Mellon further disclosed that he personally referred these 4 witnesses to the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office within the Defense Department. The AARO is currently investigating approximately 800 reported encounters between military personnel and UFOs. Each of the whistleblowers claims to possess knowledge about a classified program that focuses on the examination and exploitation of materials obtained from extraterrestrial crafts. The House hearings featured testimony from experts in various different fields, including aerospace engineering, astrophysics, radar technology, and psychology. These experts provided insights into potential explanations for UFO sightings, such as weather phenomena, experimental aircraft, optical illusions, or psychological factors influencing perception. At the same time, they acknowledged that a small percentage of cases remained genuinely unexplained. A significant aspect of the House hearings was the focus on potential national security implications. Some experts argued that if UFOs represented advanced foreign technology or potential threats, it was essential to address the issue seriously and allocate resources to better identify and understand these objects. Others urged the need for international cooperation to investigate UFO sightings globally. Representative Tim Burchett, a Republican from Tennessee, strongly believes that unidentified flying objects warrant greater attention and that both Congress and the general public deserve to be informed about them. In an interview with the Washington Examiner, Burchett expressed his concerns regarding the presence of uncontrolled objects in our military airspace, stating that it is a matter of significance. He referenced the testimony of Sean M. Kirkpatrick, the director of the Department of Defense's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, who revealed in April of 2023 to the Senate Armed Services Committee that the Department of Defense was actively monitoring over 650 potential cases of unidentified aerial phenomena. During a House Oversight Committee hearing, former Pentagon official David Grush testified confidently that the government possessed non-human spacecrafts. He expressed absolute certainty, drawing on information gathered from interviews with 40 witnesses and claiming to know the location of the material. Grush also revealed that non-human biologics were retrieved alongside the crafts. His claims were made last month and were later expanded upon during a News Nation interview where he mentioned the involvement of pilots. Grush, an ex-Air Force officer, had been part of the task force investigating unidentified anomalous phenomena, also known as UAP, or unidentified aerial phenomena, the military's preferred term for UFOs. In May of 2022, he chose to blow the whistle on the government, concerned about its secretive actions without congressional oversight regarding UAPs. The Pentagon spokesperson strongly refuted Grush's initial claims, asserting that they had no verifiable evidence to support the existence of programs related to extraterrestrial materials possession or reverse engineering. However, during his testimony, Grush revealed the personal and professional consequences he faced for speaking out, stating that he feared for his life. He mentioned an ongoing whistleblower retaliation investigation into the mistreatment that he has experienced. According to him, the government has been aware of non-human technology since the 1930s, and there has been a long-term effort to suppress public interest into the matter. Regarding non-human bodies, Grush clarified that he had not personally encountered any, and he was also unable to divulge further details in an open public forum. However, he expressed willingness to brief legislators privately. The history of Area 51, the history of the Roswell Incident, and the recent congressional hearings on UFO disclosures and witness testimonies have captivated the world's imagination and sparked ongoing debates about extraterrestrial life and government secrecy. Area 51, a top-secret military installation in the Nevada desert, has been shrouded in mystery for decades. Its existence was officially acknowledged by the U.S. government back in 2013, but its activities and purpose have remained highly classified. Speculation regarding unidentified flying objects and extraterrestrial technology being housed at Area 51 has fueled numerous conspiracy theories and popular cultural references. The Roswell Incident, occurring in 1947, stands as one of the most iconic UFO-related events in history. The initial military press release claiming to have recovered a flying disc and subsequent retraction, along with witnesses' accounts of strange debris and alleged cover-ups, have fueled beliefs that the government possesses evidence of extraterrestrial visitation. The issues of UFOs and government involvement has been reignited with the release of classified documents and the testimonies of military personnel and government officials. Congressional hearings have provided a platform for credible witnesses to share their experiences and encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena, prompting a serious examination of the UFO phenomenon by lawmakers and the public alike. These hearings and disclosures have sparked a new wave of interest in UFO research, and the once dismissed topic is now being approached with more scientific rigor. As a result, there is increased pressure on governments to declassify more information and engage in transparent investigations, shedding light on decades of alleged secrecy. While the recent revelations have not definitively proven the existence of extraterrestrial life or advanced alien technology, they have undeniably opened up a new chapter in the ongoing quest for understanding our place in the universe. The combination of historical secrecy surrounding Area 51, the enduring fascination with the Roswell Incident, and the contemporary revelations from congressional hearings have collectively contributed to a shift in public perception, prompting a more serious consideration of the possibility of extraterrestrial intelligence. As we move forward, continued investigation, collaboration between governments and scientists, and a commitment to openness and transparency will be essential in unraveling the mysteries of our universe and potentially finding answers to the age-old question of whether we are alone in the cosmos. Only time will tell what further disclosures and evidence await us in the fascinating realm of UFOs and extraterrestrial encounters.